So we use the term in the last slide with the concept of operationalization. तो मैंने आपको बताया था operationalization से never be scared about the operationalization, since operation is the 3 steps concept over here. You see, it is not the 3 steps right now. These are the points to remember about the operationalization. This is point number 1, point number 2, and point number 3. Reduction of abstract concepts to render them measurable in a tangible way is called operationalizing the concept. This is the important definition. You may write it down or remember. This is very, very important. Reduction of abstract concepts to render them measurable. ठीक है? Reduction of abstract concepts to render them measurable in a tangible way is called tangible, means के which we can record, which we can see and record. Tangible उससे कहते हैं which can be touched. तो हम touch का मतलब literally touch नहीं ले रहे इधर, which we can record, you may say. Record in a sense के आपके पास data आ जाएगा. Operationalizing is done by looking at the behavioral dimension, facets or properties denoted by the concept. Operationalizing is done by looking at the behavioral dimension. Okay, the one attribute can be measured or can be completely measured in which dimension. For example, if I say I am burnout, मैं बहुत थक गया हूँ, I am very tired. तो अब आप पूछेंगे आप physically tired हैं, mentally tired हैं? And if you ask me that am I physically tired or mentally tired, so I will let you know that I am not mentally tired, I am physically tired, because I have been walking for so long or I have been cycling for so long. So this is called the dimension. Okay, I said I am tired. Tired is the characteristic. But see, we are interested in getting know about the physical tiredness or mental tiredness. So both are important. We will be discussing it in detail. So if you have not understood the idea, then don't worry about it. ठीक है, it is not being recorded. Yes, it is being recorded. I thought it is not being recorded. अच्छा जी, these are then translated into observable and measure. Understand the idea. So these are the 3 steps which I was talking about. Let me write it for you. These are the 3 steps basically. This is the step number 1, 2, and 3. So these are the 3 steps which is required. Which is required. Let me correct this. Which is required. They have been collected together. I don't know why. यार बहरहाल आप समझ गए मेरी बात. तो this is the first step. Let me clear out. This is the first step, and the first step is to come up with a definition of the construct. Construct, don't be scared with the word construct. Construct means variable over here. Okay, so we are not going in detail about this concept construct. So we are just taking the constant as a variable. The first step is to come up with a definition of the variable that you want to measure. Okay. Second step is it is necessary to think about the content of the measure. Content of measure, whenever we talk about the measure, we mean questions. We mean questions. Let me write it down for you. We mean questions. ठीक है, measure means questions. So we will be measuring the variable through questions, as I told you before. So you see, measure means questions. So don't be confused about the word measure. Then it is necessary to think about the content of the measure, that is an instrument, one or more items or question that actually measures the concept that one wants to measure has to be developed. थोड़ा सा around and round हो रहा है ये, लेकिन never be confused कि when we call about the instrument, ठीक है, it means the questionnaire. ठीक है, instrument का मतलब you might have heard the word instrument, music instrument, but over here we are using the word instrument with the understanding of the clear it will be cleared more when you attempt the example. So the example is here, operationalizing the concept need for cognition. Okay, it means thirst or the other variables which we discussed. So dimension means कि the questions or elements, they must be interrelated. They must be interrelated. For example, I talked about the physical tiredness and mental tiredness. So physical and mental tiredness are not interrelated basically. Okay, because they are telling, or they are letting us know about the different aspect or the different dimensions. So what we check the interrelatedness of the questions. If they are interrelated, it means we assume them that they are of same dimension. Okay, this is what is. So let's move on ahead. So what you have to do, you have to attempt this discussion question number 2 for your better evaluation of the concept. This is your home assignment, basically all your whole home assignment, but I have written over here. So the topic ahead we have is operationally define abstract and subjective variables. This is the very important concept. Operationally define the abstract and subjective variables. So we will be defining or operationalize the abstract and subjective. ये एक ही बात है basically. Abstract or subjective are same, are synonyms. So do never be confused. Discussion question number 6, you will have to do example 198. You will have to do importance, make the abstract concept measurable, measurement possible. Make the abstract concept or the subjective concept or the subjective variable measurement possible. ये हमारा इसकी importance है. Discussion question number 8, which is over here, the aggression, verbal aggression and physical aggression. Aggression कहते हैं when you are bursted with the emotions, ठीक है, and you have anger in you and you cannot keep anger up till yourself. So you have the good quantity of an emotion, that is anger. When you have an anger in you, you are aggressive. So for example, if we have to measure the aggression, so as we already know, thanks to all the researchers around, that they have already let us know that there are two kind of aggression. One is verbal, the other one is physical. Or in case if anybody has never worked on the aggression before, so what you could do, you can just take out, you can just make the measures or make the questions through which you can measure the aggression. After that, you can just check the relationship among them. If they are all are related to each other, it means it is a single dimension. If they are not related to each other, it means it has more dimensions. So you have to see that how many questions are related to each other. For example, you have taken out the 8 questions. So you see the 4 questions are related and the rest of the 4 questions are related. It means you see there are 2 dimensions. So that's how it happened. One of the researcher has started working on that and he has taken out the number of questions, and after getting the number of questions to measure the aggression, he just tried to figure out the he just tried to figure out the how he can measure the variable. So he found out the 2 dimensions due to interrelatedness or the relationship among the questions. So see another one, the 3 dimension of burnout. Burnout is one, just say for example you are burnout with the work. You have a lot of work to do and you are burnout. You are done with the work, you cannot do work anymore. So it means you are emotionally exhaustive, depersonalized and reduced personal accomplishment. You have no interest in the personal accomplishment at all. You don't consider success anymore. You are exhausted. So this is called burnout. So burnout has 3 dimensions thanks to other researchers that they have already let us know. Or just repeating myself again, if they have never let you know, it means you just have to measure the variable burnout by different questions, and after having so many questions, at least 10 or 12 or more than that, you will get to know that I have comprehensively measured the burnout variable. So let's check them. Are they interrelated? So what we have seen, the 4 questions are interrelated to each other. So Out of 12 questions, the 4 questions are related, the 4 questions are related, the 4 questions are related. So what we have done, we have uh, made the element emotional exhaustion and depersonalization and reduced personal occupation. Not the element, it is the dimension. So we have made the dimension. Element is when we emotionally exhausted, then how will we measure the emotional exhaustion through different elements which I discussed before. Here we are talking about the dimension. Wellness is another variable. So see, the wellness can be measured by 8 dimensions. ठीक है? So you can measure the wellness through 8 dimensions. It means you have to ask at least 4 questions of emotional wellness, spiritual wellness 4, at least 4, more than 4 is okay. Social 4 at least, and more than that. So it would be 32 questions at the wellness. The last example I would like to give, the dimension of elements of achievement motivation. This is the example of your book actually. So see, the elements which I was talking about is over here. It has arrived in our example. The elements are here. So achievement motivation has to be measured by 5 dimensions. By 5 dimensions. I have written over here: driven by work, unable to relax, impatient with effectiveness, seeks moderate challenge, seeks feedback. So these all are dimensions, and these are elements: constant working, very reluctant to take time out or take time off for anything, preserving despite setbacks. So you see, these are the elements. Elements means for every element you can make the 3 to 4 questions or one question, however you like to define the constantly working. If someone is constantly working, so you can just make a question or 2 questions or 3 questions just to get to know the constantly working of the person. ठीक है? Of the object. So very reluctant to take time off for anything. For that, for understanding this concept or this element, you can ask 2 questions. So 2 questions for this, 2 questions for this, and 2 questions for this. So it could be of 6 altogether. So if we see, if we make the 2 questions of every element, so how many could we have? We have 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. 11 elements we have, and 2 for everyone. So we will have the 22 questions at least to measure the 5 dimensions. Getting a point? So this is the thanks to Marketing Skills Handbook and thanks to the Handbook of Organizational Measurement, it already have the questions in that, scales in that, which we can use in our research in RP1 and RP2. You don't have to make the research questions. It is just for your better understanding. But the most of the variables questions are already there, measurements are already there, items are already there. Use them. This is, I hope this is the last one, the last slide. The use of existing measurement scales has several advantages. If you use the others people variable, it has several advantages. First is you save a lot of time and energy. Second is it allows you to verify the findings of others and to build on the work of others. You just adapt it. Adoption is when you take the question as it is. It is called adoption. Adaptation is when you do a little changes as per your specific need. So the example, it is on page 198, which you. So this is the way you basically present in your research paper RP1 and RP2. This is the operation definition. This is the original version of the questions or the items the already made by other researchers. This is the adaptation of yours. This is the increment you did, like creating new ideas for difficult issues. How you have written your own question. I create new ideas for difficult issues. So this is how you interpret. So this is the original version which is made by the Jensen, and this is your version which you have created in 2020. So cron by alpha is basically the term coefficient term which we use for the reliability of the data. So it is not have been taught, so don't worry about it. But that is how we present it in chapter number 3, RPM1 and RP2 research. Hope you have understood. This is we are done with our assignment 1, assignment 2. I hope this lecture, through this lecture, you have understood all the concepts clearly. Thank you very much for your time. Thank you.